The Irish are 11-1 and on their way to a home college football playoff ball game. Let's take a look at how we got there.
By Samardzija, inside the 20, inside the 10, he's going in! Notre Dame has scored!
Go!
You will be that driving force to motivate those coaches and those players to beat Southern Cal.
Notre Dame is relevant again.
The 20, the 10, 5-5 rocket touchdown.
Notre Dame is number one.
It's a game of who's going to flinch first. We know that isn't going to be Notre Dame.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Landon Traylor with John Richards and Logan Traylor. We begin on Labor Day weekend in College Station. Notre Dame would open the season as road underdogs traveling to Texas A&M, who is in the top 25. Notre Dame would outlast Texas A&M 23-13, and at that point in time, on that Labor Day Saturday, 12-0 was a very serious reality after this ball game. Wouldn't you say that, Logan?
I would agree.
JR, would you agree with that statement?
It looked on the path.
Yeah, it looked on the path, but as we know, in the home opener against the Northern Illinois Huskies of the MAC, the Irish laid an egg for the worst loss in Notre Dame program history, as they would lose 16-14 over Northern Illinois. And JR, to say that we were all stunned is an understatement for that one.
Yeah, it certainly was shocking. But I've given some thought to this. Mm-hmm. And in retrospect, was it the perfect game to lose? Because here we are, weeks later, and that game virtually doesn't matter at all.
Right.
We could still be the fifth seed hosting a home game. If we get a good matchup and we win, we go on the road and have arguably another favorable matchup. So, I don't want to dig too much into that game. We all know what happened and what became of it. I don't know. Maybe the perfect game to lose, given everything that's taken place since.
Right, absolutely. Well said there. The Irish would get back on track, however, the following week at Purdue with a 66-7 victory at our rival Purdue. Notre Dame would return home to beat the MAC title game appearance, Miami, Ohio, 28-3 in a very sloppy game. I remember Riley Leonard got booed in that ball game. And in green jerseys, Notre Dame would defeat unbeaten and top 20 Louisville 31-24 in kind of another sloppy game. And Logan, heading into that bye week, things were not bright at all for Notre Dame. There were a lot more questions than there were answers at that first bye week.
Correct. A lot of guys, lacked the confidence that you could tell. Even I would argue our head coach, given, if you go back and look at some of those interviews and press conferences, just you could see some sort of them being flustered in a way. But going back to the NIU game, after that game, you're at your lowest point, right? And you find out, like Coach Freeman just said, you find out a lot about yourself and who you are at your lowest point. And I think that's what this football team did and this program did moving along. It was never, that first stretch was never pretty. Lackadaisical a lot, especially offensively. Our defense was pretty consistent, but when QB1's not playing confident, when, it just didn't seem like coaches were on the same page of, what they wanted their identity to be offensively, you're going to get some results that, may may not be wanted in that due time. So, that's a great thing about coaching is, there's this cliche saying that you got to be process driven rather than result driven. And I think that's what this staff truly believed in is as they moved forward, you got to correct some things. You got to continue to be consistent in how you approach each week. And, they found something that works.
Absolutely, they did. As we saw all season long after that Northern Illinois loss that we really did bounce back. Notre Dame returned home to action by dominating their rival Stanford 49-7, and then the very next week in Atlanta survived a trap game 31-13 over the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and then would travel to MetLife Stadium to face undefeated and top 25 Navy. A game that people said Navy would win, that Notre Dame is not up to the challenge to face this different type of Navy team. The Irish rolled them 51-14, but they're just another service academy, right? Heading into that second bye week, the mood, JR, kind of shifted, and the Irish were right back in the conversation for that college football playoff.
Yeah, some chaos starts taking place. We continue to grow and evolve and find our identity. We continue to lean on our defense. Things start looking bright. I think we're, again, at the end of the year, when all this is over and things start to come out, I think we're going to find out that Riley Leonard still wasn't quite healthy at the beginning of the year. We still had a new offensive coordinator relative to Denbrock to Freeman, even though Denbrock had been here before. He had a whole bunch of new pieces, took some time to gel. We're starting to hit our stride.
Absolutely. And after that second bye week, Notre Dame hosted Florida State under the lights in South Bend, Indiana. This game was supposed to be a marquee matchup with playoff implications on the line. Florida State just decided to still pout about 2023 being snubbed from the college football playoff. Notre Dame would roll them 52-3. They'd also followed up with a weird 35-14 victory over Virginia on their senior day. And in the 2024 Shamrock Series, Notre Dame dominated, and I mean dominated, undefeated top 20 Army under the lights at Yankee Stadium 49-14. One of the best games I've seen all season from the Irish. And then, of course, last week closed out the regular season with a 49-35 victory over rival Southern California in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Logan, takeaways here quickly from the 2024 regular season, because we still got one more game left, maybe two in 2024.
Yeah. Biggest takeaway is you found out how good Marcus Freeman is, given, the amount of questions we all had, including myself, about him. But it doesn't matter. And I would argue that, job well done, coach, but you haven't achieved anything that we want to achieve. And, it starts by competing for a national championship, which we will have the opportunity to do that. But, my worrisome right now is that the same problems are still existent when it comes to Notre Dame in big games, and that's being able to throw the ball. I'm still worried that if we are forced or put in a position to have to pass it, are we going to have enough guys to make plays? Are we going to be able to coach ourselves out of that? So I think Dylan said yesterday that, you have 3 weeks essentially to really figure it out, get guys rest, and kind of reflect just like we are. And I think that, if we're able to figure out some sort of scheme to find more success in a big game with the passing game, this team's good enough to not only compete, but win a national championship.
Absolutely. The door is open for him, Logan. The door is wide open for him.
Wide open.
Right. JR, takeaways from the 2024 regular season.
Yeah, I think Logan hit on it. Big picture, we answered a lot of questions. Short term, I think we are where we expected to be. Everybody had visions of the college football playoffs. We're in. We don't know who we're going to be playing and everything, but I would agree wholeheartedly. Now, where I live, gentlemen, it's rocky seas. And there are grand delusions of, if not Mike Vrabel, option B is Marcus Freeman. I'm just telling you that right now. That's the word being thrown around on places like ESPN Cleveland. So, and good for Marcus, because he has evolved into that type of recognition.
Mm-hmm.
His players love him. They play extremely hard for him. They believe wholeheartedly in the things that he is preaching, teaching, saying to them week in, week out. So I think that's my biggest takeaway from all of this as well, is we have answered the question is who's the man at the helm. And now the real question is, are we going to sign him to an extension? Is that something that is warranted? Has he earned that? I don't know. Has he earned an extension? If he is where he's expected to be, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that. You saw what Indiana did with Sig. There's a lot of people that are going to come poaching, looking for Coach Freeman. So those are my takeaways. And great season to the players and to the coaches, especially the defense. They've leaned on their strengths. They've carried them all the way. The passing game is getting stronger as we go. I agree with Logan wholeheartedly. We don't want to get behind. And at some point, that's probably going to be the case. And do we have enough firepower and belief to get it done, to get us back into the game when time comes?
Right. Absolutely. Regarding that Marcus Freeman, I've also heard his name thrown around there for the joke of a franchise called the Chicago Bears. Heard his name in the running for that too. Obviously 12-0 is what should have been this year, but the Northern Illinois loss, I think, actually helped Notre Dame. And I don't think us three are sitting here today talking about a home college football playoff game if we don't lose to Northern Illinois, quite frankly, guys. Notre Dame defeated 4 undefeated ranked opponents this year. Notre Dame beat 6 bowl-eligible teams. No other team in the country could say that they defeated 6 bowl-eligible teams. The schedule isn't all that bad if you think about it. I'll go through it real quick. A&M was one win away for the SEC title. Miami of Ohio is now in the MAC championship for the 3rd straight year. Louisville beat Clemson on the road, kicked their ass in Death Valley. Georgia Tech beat Miami, should have beat Georgia. Stanford upset Louisville, but they are what they are. Navy was undefeated, Army was undefeated, and Virginia and USC, excuse me, they're on the rise, and I think they were improving as the season went on. NIU, Purdue, Stanford, and Florida State were all garbage, and I think Notre Dame is truly the 3rd best team in college football as it stands here on December 3rd, 2024, 5 days away from Selection Sunday. With that being said, we will move on to our picks for the week. We'll start with some hoops action. We got a big week in college basketball as they start to get some of the spotlight from football. Michigan travels to number 11 Wisconsin at 9 p.m. tonight on Peacock in their Big Ten opener. Both of these teams improving from last season already.
Yeah, Dusty. I forgot Dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After him.
Give me Wisconsin at home. This is a conference game.
Yeah.
Boy, that's early. That used to not happen till right around the new year, right?
Yeah, they do 2 games in, bunch of games out, and then they're back in conference play. It's weird.
Give me the Badges at home.
I'm going with Wisconsin at home as well. Indiana knows how hard it is to win at the Kohl Center. Haven't done it in my lifetime. Give me Wisconsin at home. Wake Forest at number 22, Texas A&M, 9 p.m. on ESPN2, part of the ACC SEC Challenge.
Give me Buzzy.
Buzz.
Yeah, Wake Forest let me down last week. I can't pick against Buzz in this one at home. I'm going with the Aggies in this ball game as well. Another game in the ACC SEC Challenge. Number 23, Ole Miss travels to Louisville, 9 p.m. on the ACC Network. And the Cards, a surprise team through November.
They had the fortune of meeting IU fresh off the craps table. So I don't know how good of a win that is. Embarrassing. But I like Pat Kelsey. He can coach too. Give me Louisville.
Give me Louisville.
I'm going with Chris Beard over Pat Kelsey, and I am going with the Rebs in this ball game on the road. And a close one. I think it's going to be a good game. Number 4, Kentucky at Clemson, 9:30 on ESPN.
Kentucky.
Pope.
I'm going with Kentucky as well. I love Pope. Notre Dame at Georgia, 7 p.m. on ESPNU.
Georgia's bad. Notre Dame's got some issues right now, but I'll go with ND.
Is Burton healthy?
No, he won't be healthy for multiple weeks.
He's out for a while.
Georgia.
Yeah, it was unfortunate to see Burton go down. I unfortunately stayed up for every single game of that Vegas tournament and watched it. Notre Dame competed, though, without Burton, and I liked seeing that. Give me the Irish over the Dogs on the road tonight. Wednesday, we have a good slate. Number 10, Alabama at number 20, North Carolina, 7:15 on ESPN.
Give me Bama.
Bama.
Yeah, North Carolina, they're a tricky team. Hard to get a grasp on this squad thus far. I'm gonna roll with the Tide in a shootout. Number 5, Marquette at number 6, Iowa State, 8 p.m. ESPN Plus.
One more time.
Number 5, Marquette at number 6, Iowa State, Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Wow, what a game.
And it's on ESPN Plus.
Give me the Cyclones.
Shaka. Iowa State's tough at home.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I'm going to ride the Cyclones.
I'm going Shaka and the goal. Oh, I don't know what their mascot is. I always forget this one. Give me Marquette, though. I'll go with Marquette on this one. What are they?
The Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Golden Eagles. There you go. Thank you. Number 2, Auburn at number 9, Duke. 9:15 on ESPN. Duke needs a signature win thus far. They are 0 for 2 in their first 2.
Boy, Auburn, they're a bunch of men.
Yeah, they're dogs. I love Auburn.
I do too.
That's another one IU should go after.
That started already last year.
There's mutual interest there.
Yeah. Give me Duke at home.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win, but I'm going to pick Duke at home.
It's men and months, boys, in this game. Give me Auburn.
I'm going with the best team in the country, the Auburn Tigers. Saturday's slate kind of weak. We have Syracuse at Notre Dame, 12 p.m. on the CW network of the ACC opener.
Give me Andy home.
Hughes.
I'm going with the Irish in this ball game as well. I really liked how our defense has been improving. Give me Notre Dame. Number 4, Kentucky versus number 7, Gonzaga, 10 p.m. on ESPN2. I think they're calling this the Battle in Seattle.
Yeah, Kentucky's got a
Man. Coke and ice cream for everybody. Give me the Zags.
Ooh.
Pope going to give Hugh a cocktail before the game. Give me Pope.
I'm going with Zaga here, kind of in home territory there for Gonzaga. And then Sunday's lonesome ball game, we have number 9 Duke at Louisville, 6 p.m. on the ACC network.
Duke.
I'm rolling with Duke as well. I think they take care of business on the road coming off of a loss against Auburn. Hint, hint. Sorry, Logan. All right, we'll move along to our college football picks. It's Conference Championship week. There's a lot on the line here, folks. We're going through every conference. The Conference USA Championship features Western Kentucky 8-4 at Jacksonville State 8-4. Friday night, 7 p.m. on the CBS Sports Network.
Give me Jacksonville State.
These teams just met 2 weeks ago, and Western Kentucky defeated them.
Give me Jacksonville State.
I'm going with Jacksonville State as well. It's tough to beat a team twice in the college football season. The Mountain West Championship features 10-2 UNLV and 11-1 Boise State with college football playoff implications on the line. Friday night, 8 p.m. on Fox. These two teams met earlier in the season, and Boise State took care of business, I believe.
How far do we take these picks? All the way up through the national championship?
All the way up through the bowl games.
It's a tight race, isn't it?
Just wondering how aggressive I need to get to try and make a little bit of a run here.
Oh God, Dylan, so you got to
Boise.
We found our new Dylan.
Yeah, got to carry the weight over there, Frenchie. Give me Boise.
I'm going with Boise State here in a good game. I think it's going to be a great game. These two teams are going to play their asses off. Give me Boise State, though, on the Smurf field. The American Athletic Conference Championship. Tulane, 9-3, travels to Army, who's 10-1. They play Friday night, 8 p.m. on ABC.
That Tulane just kicked the absolute hell out of Army.
No.
Yeah, and they shit the bed against Memphis.
Right. We kicked the shit out of Army.
Yeah.
It was Navy. They beat by 35. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to go Tulane here.
Yeah, Tulane.
I'm going with Army at home in the AAC Championship. Give me the Army Black Knights. The Big 12. What'd you say?
Give me one, Lando. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome here. The Big 12 Championship in Dallas, Iowa State versus Arizona State. 12 p.m. on ABC. Major implications on the line. Winner to the college football playoff. The loser, smell you later.
Yeah, I'm going dilly, Arizona State.
I am too.
Man, interesting. You know, this is interesting too. I heard Matt Campbell's name or whatever. Is it Matt Campbell? I heard Matt Campbell's name
for Ohio State.
Yeah, when BK left, I remember hearing Matt Campbell's name pop up around Notre Dame a lot.
Yep.
I like both of these coaches. Give me Arizona State. They're on fire right now. They're going to keep that. They're going to ride that wave of momentum into the college football playoff. Give me the Sun Devils to win the Big 12 in their first year in the conference. The MAC Championship. Ohio 9-3 against Miami of Ohio 8-4. Noon on ESPN.
How about Miami of Ohio? I mean, they front-loaded their schedule. I mean, it was brutal coming out.
0-3 to start the year, I think.
Yeah, Chuck Martin, great job. I like them. My sister's a Redskin. Give me Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, I'll go Miami of Ohio.
Man, I thought I would be the lone wolf. I'm going with Miami of Ohio in this one as well. The SEC Championship, Georgia versus Texas in Atlanta, 4 p.m. on ABC. Pumped for this one, folks.
What's the line?
Texas,
I do not know.
Texas 2.5.
Is it really? Boy, that's telling. It's, can they beat them again?
Given what happened last week, I would say yes.
Me too. Give me steers and queers. I mean,
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Hook 'em.
Give me Sark.
And then what happens to Georgia with 3 losses? Huh?
No.
Well, they're in because they'll lose in the SEC Championship.
Are they coming to South Bend is like a...
Quite frankly, I think they would drop all the way to the 12th seed.
Oh, shit.
That means they come to South Bend if we're...
Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get the 5 seed.
You think we'll be 6? Miami be 11?
Yeah. Something along those lines. I'm going with Texas in this one. Hook 'em. First year in the conference. Give me Texas. I don't like what I've seen from either.
Can I say something to that? What does it say to the SEC when Texas, who hadn't won the Big 12 in like 15 years, comes into the SEC and wins it their first year? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Is the SEC really that good?
Interesting take. I do believe it's the best conference in
I
America.
do too, but
people make it out to be.
I do too, but that's
good saying, Logan. Good statement right there. It's better. What'd you say?
It's not as good as people make it out.
There you go. Yeah, but it is still the best conference in America, hands down.
We have the best teams. I would say overall, like you saw Georgia Tech take Georgia to 8 overtimes, given it's a rivalry, but like Clemson, South Carolina's close. I don't know. It really
I
it
think
depends
it's a
on
down year. I think it's a down
yeah.
year, maybe. We
It's
have
better than the ACC this year for sure. Big 12.
Big 12 is the most competitive, I will say that. Here we go. Moving along, the Sun Belt Championship. We have Marshall 9-3 at Louisiana 10-2, 7:30 p.m. on ESPN.
Marshall, how about that guy?
Another one of his buddies.
Yeah. Where's this at?
It's at Louisiana. Cajun Field.
Give me the Thunder and Herd.
Oh,
Give me Louisiana.
I'm going with the Raging Cajuns as well. They've been playing their tails off this season, like what I've seen from them. The Big Ten Championship. Penn State versus Oregon, 8 p.m. on CBS in Indianapolis, folks. We need Penn State to get the brakes blown off of them.
Oregon.
It's only 3.5. I think Oregon covers that too.
Oregon has been kicking ass and taking names. I don't think they've had a close game since that Ohio State win.
They play on the it was the Badgers.
You're right. I'm sorry. You're exactly right. But regardless, they still have been playing really good football. Give me the Oregon Ducks. I think they do blow Penn State out. Give me the Ducks. I don't think Penn State has the firepower.
That's still in Indy.
Yeah. That'll never change. The channel changed, but I don't think that'll ever change. I think Big Ten's headquarters are there. Or maybe it's Chicago, but regardless. The ACC Championship. Clemson versus SMU, 8 p.m. on ABC. I've seen a lot. If Clemson wins, the ACC probably gets 2. If SMU beats Clemson, the ACC gets 1. Watch out for some rigging here by the ACC.
So you're suggesting if Clemson wins, Miami's going to get in with them?
I think SMU. I think
you think SMU's going to get in?
Yeah.
You don't think I'm seeing a lot of things where Miami's going to get in.
I don't know how you put Miami in. They have 2.
I don't disagree, but I'm just.
Those 2 losses are not.
What's the line on this?
SMU 2.5. It's tricky.
Bring your own guts. Dabo.
Yeah, this is one of those games where he tries to make a statement. This is my
conference. I can already see his post-game interview.
Yeah, this is our conference.
Right before my eyes. Yeah, freaking.
BYOG, man. SMU's got to come from Dallas all the way to North Carolina. Clemson's got to take a short bus ride up there. With that being said, pony up, bitches. Give me SMU. Avoiding the chaos. I'll do it. Give me SMU to knock off Clemson and make the ACC a 1-bid conference in the college football playoff this season. All right, that does it for us. We are back. We're trying to do Sunday night, if that works, to do a little reaction to the college football playoff selection. If that does not happen, we will be back on Monday morning.
Would that get Dylan?
Ooh, it might give us Dylan. You're exactly right there. You're exactly right. See, we're in discussions. To be determined for the next GDR episode. But until we see you next, go Irish.